and speaking to his Brexit spokesman, Keir Starmer.
I think that we do need to heal the divisions, and I fear we're not.
Referendum be the way to do it?
I fear we're not going to do that if we end up with a situation that it looks like we're going to be in, which is with the deal, according to the Prime Minister's red lines, or no deal. So we do need to find a way forward. What a referendum...
Can I just ask you, will a second referendum, in your opinion, heal the divisions in this country?
I think that it has a better chance than any other option. And for this reason, I think that, and you'll have picked this up, I think many people want to move on. They want closure, but the only way we can get that is on a Brexit deal that has the confidence of Parliament and that people think is about right, or to remain. I just don't think that we're going to get that closure by forcing through a deal, which everybody can see Parliament doesn't really want.
Okay, let me just...
the idea that that's closure, I just think is misconceived.
One of your own MPs has called this move to a second referendum on your part an absurd decision, and that you're reneging on your election manifesto promise to honour the results of the referendum. Another has said you are ignoring millions of Labour Leave voters. What do you say to them?
Well, firstly, let me deal with the manifesto, because notwithstanding that we campaigned to remain, we accepted the result and we triggered Article 50 and opened up the 2-year window for the Prime Minister to negotiate. During that 2 years, we repeatedly said her red lines were wrong, and that we shouldn't have no deal. At the end of the exercise, that's precisely what she's going to present to us, her deal, according to her red lines, unchanged or no deal. Now, in that same manifesto, we made it clear that we would not support a deal along her red lines, nor could we possibly countenance no deal. So our own manifesto says if we get to this stage, we simply can't support the options that the Prime Minister is putting forward.
Okay,
but this comes at the end of the 2-year exercise. The window of Article 50 is closing, and we've got more limited options than we should have, and that's why we want to put our Brexit deal up to a vote this Wednesday.
Right, but what do you think?
That's a proposal for leaving.
Sorry to interrupt. What do you think Labour supporters in parts of the country that voted to leave will think of you and Jeremy Corbyn now?
Well, I think everybody who voted leave wants to leave in a way which has the confidence of Parliament and the confidence of the country. Nobody really wants the disruption that could follow from a bad deal or no deal. Whatever people say now about no deal, if in months and years to come there's been an impact on jobs, businesses have moved abroad, communities have been deprived of those businesses, they will come back to people like me and say, why on earth didn't you do anything to prevent that no deal outcome? And they would have a point, because we've got a responsibility, this goes beyond political parties, to prevent us crashing out without a deal. We're going to get the Prime Minister's impact assessments, I think, later today on the impact of leaving without a deal. I am sure they will show just how bad it would be for the country. And you would challenge me in a year's time, if there's a downturn in the economy, to say, why on earth didn't you and others take steps when you could to do something about it?
And so
that's what we're doing.
What would be the options then on that ballot paper? Mrs May's deal, as long as it's got through Parliament, and remain? Yeah, those are the two options.
The precise wording would have to be determined by Parliament. There'll be a lot of discussion about that. But the basic option would have to be between a credible leave option and remain.
And you would vote remain?
What that means is that if the Prime Minister gets her deal through, that deal should be subject to the lock of a public vote. Yes, I would vote remain, because I believe that remain is the best way forward, but also because I do not accept and have never accepted the Prime Minister's Brexit deal on her red lines. We've been fighting it for 2 years, as has the Labour Party.
It's Keir Starmer.